Welcome to the next video in this series where I show you the most efficient ways to perform any exercise so you can maximize your time in the gym. Pec flies are one of the most underrated pec exercises and, like you've been learning through the series, will be different for everyone. In this video, I will show you the best way to get the most out of pec flies, whether they are dumbbells or with the Pec Deck. The angle of incline will be different for everybody, just like I mentioned in my dumbbell bench press video. You can watch it here or in the description below, but the abridged version goes something like this. Place your phone on your sternum. If it slopes down at an angle towards your chin, you have a lower sternal angle and therefore will need 30 or even 45 degrees for the most effective angle to target your upper pecs. If it's relatively flat, 15 or 30 degrees should be just fine for you. Keep your head and neck in a neutral position with your eyes naturally forward. You want a neutral position for your wrist with your thumbs pointed back or behind you. If your thumbs are pointed in, so put your shoulder into internal rotation and shorten the pecs preemptively. If your thumbs are pointed down behind you, you put the shoulder into external rotation and can increase the likelihood of dislocation, since the anterior or front part of your shoulder is more vulnerable in this position. Keep a tight grip with your thumbs over your fingers. Some people do this with an open grip, i.e. thumbs not over the fingers, because they believe it targets the pecs more. In my opinion and experience, you can't lift as much this way. And it's okay if some other muscles kick on throughout the movement, as long as the first muscles that fatigue out are the pecs, since that is what we are targeting. You want your arms straight to make a longer lever arm for the pecs, or you can have your elbows slightly bent if you're prone to have shoulder issues, but make sure to maintain the same degree of elbow bend every set and rep. You want to keep your low back pressed flat against the bench the entire time. It is tempting to arch the low back like powerlifters do in bench pressing. However, doing this pushes your lower sternum up, which will affect the angle of pull from the upper pecs. This essentially flattens out the sternum to a degree. If you set the incline at 30 degrees but arch your low back, you may be doing the movement with a 15-degree angle instead of a 30-degree angle. Keep your feet wider than hip width apart, plant your feet flat on the ground, and push against it at a forward angle, as if you're trying to do a leg extension where your feet and legs aren't moving. This sets you up for a nice solid foundation to perform the movement from. Keeping your arms straight or in a slightly bent position, slowly lower the dumbbells to your sides so your arms go perpendicular to your body, breaking at least parallel to the ground, and lower if you are able. This parallel position with your arms is where the pecs will be the most challenged at the movement. Reverse the movement back to the start, being mindful to contract your pecs and not your lats. I've noticed when I get near the end of a set, my arms start to go down towards my hips and my lats like to kick in to help. This is an exercise where it is very easy for the muscles to kick in, so humble yourself and start with lighter weights to get a good feel for the movement and control each part. Remember, you can always add more sets since going up by 5 pounds can be a bit of a challenge. For this reason, I like to work in the 10 to 15 rep range for 3 to 5 or even 6 sets. If you're not used to doing more than 3 sets of an exercise, start by adding 1 set every 2 weeks to ease your pecs and shoulders into it. If you have any pain with this or are prone to shoulder issues, don't be afraid to go down by 5 or 10 pounds and get more confident with the movement. In regards to the Pec Deck, the movement is very similar, although it will be challenging to change the angle since the back pad is pretty locked in. However, you can always lean forward a little bit to target the upper pecs more. Just make sure to adjust the pins so you don't hyperextend your shoulder too much at the end of each rep. If you do this, I'll scoot the feet back a little and use your hamstrings instead to keep steady, since extending the knees and kicking on the quads inadvertently causes your torso to go into extension, which is counter to leaning forward to target your upper pecs. If you have any questions about the pec fly, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer you. Click like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.